Yo, what's up, YouTube land? We're back. Part 3. Yes, part 3. And Trevor got that extra sub-tank.
E-tank.
E-tank? Are they literally called E-tanks in this game?
I think they're just called... Maybe they're called sub-tanks.
I was thinking it was sub-tank, because E-tank is, like, obviously Mega Man.
I think it's sub-tank. Who cares? I mean, it's called E-energy. It should just be E-tank.
Care.
They probably just do that literally just so it's not a direct copy.
Although Metroid was before Mega Man. Yeah. Yeah, because Mega Man was 87 and Metroid was 86.
Mega Man.
It's literally over. Capcom, you're going to jail. So, this is big news in the... Everyone has just waited on bated breath for CIB Let's Play news. And today, January 25th, 2025, Trevor promised me the next Let's Play he's going to do, Resident Evil 0.
I said I would do it for $1,000.
He literally said, wow, what a great idea. I cannot wait to do Resident Evil 0, which is a great game, and one that I would enjoy playing. And I was like, yeah, I'm pretty smart.
If that game's so good, how about you do it?
I want to leave it to the plebs, because if I do a Let's Play, I'll probably set a world record on it. Let's be honest, that's no fun, right? Do you think there's somebody out there that's like... Have you ever seen Napoleon Dynamite?
Yeah, I mean a long time ago.
You know Uncle Rico, the guy who's like, throw that football over them hills. Do you think there's anyone like that in like the speedrunning community who's literally is like, I bet I could world record this first try? Like on like playing like something like Mario Brothers 3 and being like, yeah, I can world record this. No,
there's
like,
no way. Maybe like jokingly.
I'm honestly curious. Also, I won't spend, too much time on it, but Awesome Games Done Quick was like a week or two ago, and I realized that like yesterday. I had no idea that whole event happened and finished.
The viewership for the GDQs is just so down compared to like even 5 years ago.
Man, it's like they took away all the fun from it.
And made it super corporate.
Made it super corporate, and people like me, who just enjoy stuff like that for fun, aren't into it anymore.
I think it's 50% that, and I think 50% just normies are just bored of speedrunning because it's not a new, funny thing anymore.
That's true. Yeah, I find, I don't know about you, but I find that I barely ever watch Twitch. Twitch, the only reason I ever put Twitch on, personally...
I don't watch Twitch ever either.
Is when I literally have, like, I check the other streaming service and I'm like, nothing interests me. Once every 2 weeks I'll be like, oh yeah, Twitch. And there's only like 3 or 4 people I would even watch, like Bakba Soup or ZFG or like Caleb Hart, and if they're not on, I'm like, okay.
I mean, I occasionally watch Bakba Soup, but it's purely like YouTube VODs.
I pretty much just watch his YouTube VODs. Yeah.
I do not. I don't even remember the last time I visited Twitch as a website.
Although there is been some FF7 speedruns, like the original game. There's been some.
Yeah, I saw the vid on the newest skip, which is like insane.
Did they finally? Because it was something where they were like testing to do it, and it was like possible, but not like done in practice. Did they actually do it in practice yet?
I don't know. Hey.
Why that locked?
Whenever the ME sees you, it locks the door. Which is pretty annoying. Alright, so he's coming this way.
Dude, that reminds me of
That
reminds me of White Day 2. The game I've been playing.
In this, the quote-unquote jump scare you can get away from, but it is very hard. They give you like one of those flash like counter things. But the timing is like genuinely like probably like a 1/4 of a second, maybe a 1/10 of a second.
Wow. Not only that, but I heard that like Twitch people are generally making like less money from like subs and stuff like that. It's just kind of like YouTube. Like it's
Apparently,
so saturated that
I don't know how, but Twitch like loses Amazon money like constantly. I don't understand how, considering how monetized that site is.
I don't get they
And
don't
people
think,
like
don't
big
get-
streamers have like tens of thousands of subs, which is just free money.
Don't they get 50% from every donation and sub?
They get money from if you like donate in bits, but obviously if you donate in like a PayPal, that doesn't go to Amazon.
Huh. And obviously, every time I load it up on the PS4, which is what I stream a lot of stuff on, and there's no ad blocker, at least that I'm aware of on a PS4. There are like constant commercials on those. Like it's crazy how often. Like I'll boot up a stream just to see what they're doing, and I'll get hit with like 4 straight 30-second ads, and it still loses them money.
I remember watching like some random YouTube short about this, about how like per viewer costs like a egregious amount of money somehow. I don't know. It just seems like a very badly.
I wonder if that's
site.
like Hollywood accounting, you know, where you're like, how much did this movie cost? And they're like, oh man, I don't know, 400 million. And you're like, wait, what?
It's definitely possible. Leave me alone. I'm astonished I haven't died to the Emmy yet.
That's sad. I will say, let me be the first to say this on this channel, alright? Because this is YouTube, and we're practically Mr. Beast here, if we're gonna be honest. By the way, there's a history professor, or a history teacher, named Mr. Beat, B-E-A-T, and he makes based videos just about, like, presidential elections and hey, what's a tariff and stuff like that. And he's funny and it's pretty interesting. And he's been around like literally so long. He was Mr. Beat. His last name's Beat, obviously. He was Mr. Beat before Mr. Beast was a thing.
Whenever there's a Mr. Beats,
there has to be anything close. You know, there has to be a M-I-S-T-R Beast. And so anyway, what I was saying is, I'll be the first to say it on here.
accept your helplessness.
Just die.
I don't know why they're telling me that the Emmys are indestructible and you'll die. I already know this.
Alright, this is big YouTube news. I like long-form content, but it's gone too far. I want to find videos that are like 20 minutes long that I can have on in the background.
Yeah,
or like when I'm driving.
I'm so sick of the 5-hour video essay that the culture around it should die.
Right.
These YouTubers that I mean, they're obviously like putting a lot of time into it, but stop spending 8 months of your life making
a single video,
a 5-hour video essay that no one's even gonna pay attention to. And also, most of those video essays are like 80% like plot recap and the most obvious information possible. It's like, just cut all that.
Yeah.
Why did you spend so much time and effort on this just complete filler?
Like, make that video 45 minutes long, and instead of coming out with like 2 videos a year on this channel, on your channel, come out with like 1 a week or 1 every 2 weeks or whatever. Maybe 1 a week's too much, but you know what I mean. 1 every 2 weeks because it's like 40 minutes long. Where's the mid-tier content? Like, there's either YouTube Shorts, which I don't know what the max is, like, what, 30 seconds, a minute, whatever. I don't know what the answer is that. It's either YouTube Shorts, which are brainless and just awful, or like 6-hour videos. There's no in between.
YouTube Shorts is like just a byproduct of TikTok brain rot.
Yeah. Yeah, so, have you ever seen, there's a channel called I Finished a Video Game? I quite like it. It's a British guy, and he will just talk about the entire history of a franchise. Like, he did a video, probably my favorite video on YouTube is his video about the entire history of Castlevania, and it's like 5 hours long. But this is the entire history of Castlevania. It's every single game, and he doesn't just like do like he'll talk about like the development of it and how it's sold and whatever, right?
Yeah, I think like informational videos like that is fine. But when you're doing like a video essay of like trying to convince someone of your like point about game design or something, it's like no.
There's no way that gets anyone to your side. The only people watching it are people who already agree with you. At least I would feel so. Like, I would watch, like, a half-hour video if someone was like, hear me out on this thing. This is, I don't know. If someone... Alright, here's an example. Both Trevor and I think that Resident Evil 0, I think I like it more than him, but I don't like it. I think I like what it could be, Resident Evil 0.
I definitely hate Resident Evil 6 more than 0.
Right.
But in terms of classic, like, design, like, tank control, Resident Evil is definitely the worst.
Oh, of course. But if someone wanted to convince me, hey, actually, in my opinion, Resident Evil 0 is amazing, I would watch a 30-minute video of someone explaining their position and, you know, putting out the information. I would not watch a 5-hour video on someone explaining that, if that makes sense. But I would give them 30 minutes. I'd be like, okay, explain your rationale here, but please don't do it in 10 hours. So you know, these are Let's Plays, so obviously they're a whole ton different than someone who does a bunch of editing and whatever, but, like, you would not watch this video if it was 10 hours long. There is a small chance that you watch it if it's 30 minutes long. But if it was literally, like, Metroid Dread playthrough commentary, 8 hours, you would not watch the video. Or you would not watch the whole video. At least in my opinion. So stop it. Stop at YouTube now.
Yeah, I think the only reason that those videos still exist and get the views that they do is that people just, like, literally put them on as background noise, or, like, literally to go to sleep to.
Right. Yeah. You know what's funny? When I would have YouTube on, and I would fall asleep, I don't necessarily put it on to fall asleep. But
there's another example of, like, E-tanks, like, literally in your way towards,
right
like,
there,
the next place you have to go. That's why I think, like, a lot of the E-tanks in this game are, like, kind of, like, just... They expect you to have them. That's why there's, like, a baseline, like... They want you to have a certain amount of health for each boss, which makes sense, because, especially on a hard mode, like, bosses start taking, like, 3 or 4 E-tanks each hit.
It's probably for me...
Sorry, sub-tank.
It's... well, it said energy tank when you picked it up.
Oh, okay.
It literally said energy tank. It's probably for me specifically, but every single time I would fall asleep and there would be, like, a video on about games, I would wake up and it would always be Angry Video Game Nerd as the, like, you know, the next video. They give you, like, hey, here's a recommended video. It would eventually get to the point I would wake up a couple hours later and some AVGN Season 9 would be playing, and I'm like, man, all roads lead back to this, huh?
Yeah, that's why people do that, where they'll just, like, repackage their videos into, like, multiple hour-long just things, because, yeah, people will fall asleep, and then YouTube will autoplay it, and then they'll get, like, 3 hours worth of AdSense, like, revenue, which is, like, crazy.
Because from what I understand nowadays...
And it's smart.
It makes more sense to, or not makes more sense, it's more beneficial for me to watch one of your 3-hour videos than to click on, like, 30 of your individual videos.
Yeah, watch time... That's why, like, when people were really gaming YouTube before, like, YouTube Shorts and, like, these, like, super long videos you can upload, everyone uploaded, like, 15-minute videos because that was specifically, like, 3 ad rollouts per video.
That's so bad. I mean, I get it. You gotta make money. We don't, by the way. We have over 1,000 subs, and we're not monetized. Just for what it's worth. Now, can we be monetized? No. We don't have enough. It's like you have to have a certain amount of watch hours per, like, month. And we don't have that. But even if we did, I wouldn't do it.
By the way, we are anti-Google. Turn on your ad block right now.
Yeah, do it.
Do it. You won't.
They probably will.
Also, I want to alert you to a thing called Sponsor Block, which automatically skips those baked-in sponsorships.
You know what I noticed that a lot of people do is when they do the sponsor read, they'll, like, wear a different... Did I talk to you about this before? They'll, like, wear a different t-shirt, or they'll put, like... They'll do a different background behind them. So it's visually obvious, if that makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah.
Like, you ever hear of the Act Man? He does a lot of, like, video game stuff. He's kind of normie. He likes Call of Duty and stuff, but it's pretty interesting.
I think I've heard of it. I've never watched it.
So, like, if he's doing a normal video and he's wearing, like, a blue shirt, the second it goes to, like, his ad read, he'll be in, like, a red shirt. And you're like, oh, yep, okay. So, like, even though it'll be, like, Oh, by the way, here's the thing. So you're like, okay, change till he's, and like you can literally like pan through till he's in a blue shirt again, and you're like, cool.
Yeah, if you obviously you can only do it on desktop, but download a add-on called Sponsor Block. It works surprisingly amount of time. I think it's all like just like people. I don't know if there's any like machine learning going on. I think it might just be like people like being like, here's the sponsorship, here's the timestamps, and then the add-on will like automatically skip it.
Wow.
Also,
cool.
it's crazy that we're getting wide beam already. We don't even have like Morph Ball or like the Morph Ball Bomb yet.
I always thought Morph Ball was like the first thing you get.
Yeah, this game introduced. I mean, I'm doing it constantly, but they introduced the slide, so that's why they hold back the
that makes
Morph
sense.
Ball for a while. But the Morph Ball is actually really cool in this game, and I would honestly say that's probably the thing I wish it was utilized more. Also, this is an example of why I don't like the map design in this game. So we came into here to get the wide beam, and now we're just going all the way back to the where we began.
Bruh. So they just announced Doom: The Dark Ages, I think it's called.
They announced it a while ago, but I guess
release...
they showed like more of a gameplay.
Well, they announced a release date. It's May 10th or something,
Oh, nice.
14th, whatever. Which is good, because there was not a lot of stuff coming out in May.
That's something decent.
Yeah, I liked them. Is id Software, is that Bethesda?
Yeah, Bethesda is in now.
Oh, so literally Microsoft
Yep.
owns it.
Microsoft owns everything.
I didn't check. There's no way that's an Xbox exclusive.
No. I mean, they're not even making Halo exclusive on Xbox.
True, yeah,
anymore.
you're right. It's, yeah. I'd be okay with them bringing, if they're not going to have any exclusives anymore, bring Forza to PS5 and literally...
That'd be a good way to combat, like, Gran Turismo. That would really eat into, like, Sony's...
Oh, dude. And Gran Turismo, like, I don't think anyone... Quote me, correct me if I'm wrong, YouTube land, but I don't think anyone liked Gran Turismo since 4. They really like 4, 3 and 4. But 5, 6, Sport, and 7 apparently are, like, not very good. Especially 7?
Yeah, I heard 7 is just like every game ever made now. It's designed to be super grindy, and the unlocks you get naturally are super nerfed to prioritize... to get people to spend microtransactions. That's why everyone hates the new Forza too, because it's the exact same. It's like, it's just kind of a downgrade, and it's super monetized, but it's like, in a way that's just so annoying. It's like, yeah, you can get stuff for free, technically, but like, you have to spend like, your entire lifetime to get like one thing.
See, that would just make me... I know the whole point is to get them to buy Forza bucks or whatever the hell, but that would just get me to stop the game. I'd be like, okay, I don't like Forza anymore.
I think that's what a lot of people think.
Yeah, that makes sense. That stinks. Because that was one series that Microsoft always had over Sony is Forza. It was like an actual good racing. I don't get why it's so hard to make, like... The PS2 and, to a lesser extent, PS3 era had so many amazing racing games. And, like, there just aren't that many anymore. Like, Need for Speed has been pretty mid, from what I understand.
How did you see me, you stupid piece of crap?
And Gran Turismo's been bad. Ruh-roh.
This is the most, like, non-boss in the game. The only way that they make this harder is just give them more health and make them shoot more things from the side of the room.
When you're in small rooms like this gives me Mega Man X vibes right here.
Yeah, and they definitely wanted to, like, recreate, like, the Mother Brain encounters of Metroid 1 and Super Metroid, where they're, like, shooting the rings at you and shooting beams at you. Kind of lazy fan service. Like I said in the first part, this game's kind of like a hodgepodge of the entire Metroid franchise. It kind of feels like it's like fan fiction. It really feels like it's fan fiction. But it's fine.
I can't believe it when I looked it up, when I looked up this game, because I always, like, during these videos be like, oh, this game was released whenever. This game was released in 2021. I would have guessed, like, minimum 2022. So the fact that it's 4 years old, well, three and something years old, is crazy to me. I would have even been like, oh, this could have been 2023. Nope, 2021.
Yeah, time is moving so fast.
I wonder if the Switch is going to have any like last like kind of like somewhat big releases, because the only thing that's coming
they gotta
out,
release something. If they're gonna wait until a holiday this year for
then
Switch
they have
2,
to.
they have
during
to.
the summer or whatever.
It's just like they have to do something.
May or June.
And like people are already mad about the Donkey Kong remaster because it's kind of crappy, and also they did like this really weird thing where they did not credit Retro Studios in like the credits, and it's like, why?
Didn't they make the damn game?
They made the game. It's like they
but they didn't do the HD?
No, it was like outsourced to some random. Oh, we have Morphle now. Yay!
Ooh.
I like the Morphle in this game. It feels really good.
Yeah, that's pretty odd.
And
is Retro Studios still part of Nintendo? Or
yeah,
no.
they're still a second party studio like Nintendo owns.
What the heck?
Or majority share owns, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. They also did that for, I think, the Metroid Prime remaster, sort of, but it wasn't as bad because Retro did make like most of that game. It was like outsourced to some studios, but they only credited the current Retro studio that worked on that remaster. And it's like, why? It's like, I just don't understand. It's like adding like the text file to the credits is like something that takes like 2 seconds.
It almost feels like they did it on purpose to be like, we don't like you, but it's like, you are them. Like, Retro Studio is kind of you.
Oh.
Very weird.
It is really weird. I don't understand it. Right, I'm supposed to go into this guy's mouth.
That's a tough position for Nintendo because
It's such a weird thing. I don't know if they like wanted to get out of like paying money. I don't think that they have to do that though. It just seems like some weird like Nintendo like Japanese like culture
honorific thing. Kind of thing or whatever. Yeah, so if the Switch 2 ends up being holiday, which if I had to guess money, I would say October, November, probably November. That's just
another zone change.
That's just me. That's my guess. Then they have to come out with something in like May or June, but it can't for the Switch. You know, just to keep
if they're
things
waiting
going.
until the end of this year, they gotta release like 3 or 4 like decently big things.
But it can't be something huge. Like they can't be like, oh, Metroid Prime 4 in June for the Switch. By the way, Switch 2 is coming out in November.
Like,
that's stupid. It has to be like a AA kind of
even
thing.
the Wii U, which was like a turbo flop, sold like literally 1/10 the amount of Switch. The holiday before, they released Paper Mario Color Splash and Star Fox Zero, like 2 big games for the holiday title.
Yeah.
Now both of them were like bad, but like they're still like good games.
Maybe something
games that have market appeal.
They've had like 4 Kirby games, but only 1 Yoshi game. So maybe like a Yoshi game, right? Or like an F-Zero. I know they haven't come out with an F-Zero.
If they make F-Zero for Switch 1, I'm gonna be pissed. Yoshi is a good one though.
I'm just trying to think of more like, you know, the AA titles. Like, they can't come out with a Mario game. You know, they can't be like, hey, there's a whole new Mario game right before the Switch 2. That's dumb. Or Zelda or whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, Yoshi's a good one.
Pokemon wouldn't come out in the middle of the year.
Pokemon is definitely going to be like a Switch 1 and 2 simul release. Like, Pokemon Company will never allow something like that to just be a Switch 2 exclusive.
No.
In fact, the fact that they confirmed that ZA is coming out for Switch 2 is surprising because like Game Freak is so late on adopting new hardware. Because they just want to, like, you know, make games for the biggest platform because Pokemon is just, like, a money franchise.